Aloha, my beautiful ones. Welcome to another amazing, sensational week, because this week, wow, the energies are already showing up this Monday, and it's Lion's Portal. It's a Lion's Portal gate. It's the August of 8th tomorrow. And we're already feeling the energies. It's already very incredible. Next to that, we have 2 additional portal days, and that's going to be August 10th and August 13th. So for this week of August 7th until August 13th, we're going to have the Lion Gates portal on August 8th, and 2 normal portal days on August 10th and August 13th. Energetically, wow, it's out there, people. So we definitely need some guidance for this week to see how we can best deal with this surge, with this energy wave that we're receiving this week. And I'm so excited to do this reading for you. Before we get started, I'd just like to say, if you like my readings, if they help you and support you in your weekly path, please leave a thumbs up, leave a message, follow my YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube, or follow the podcast if you're doing it through the podcast. I'm very grateful. The more you support me in that way, the more we can spread the word, and the more we can, help more empaths and highly sensitives on their way. All right, that's it for that. Now, let's dive in. As always, and as usual, for those of you who might not be watching, we have one deck of cards on the top left, and that one's the important one. That's bringing the message for the 8/8 portal that we're having tomorrow, including the energy of the portal days that are supporting this portal tomorrow, right? Then the deck on the right hand upper side is for the general week, so that's for August 7th until August 13th, and then the 3 card decks that you see below in the lower line are the personal cards. So here you can choose, go and see what resonates with you most, if it's just one, or maybe it's 2 card decks, or maybe it's all 3 of them. Allow yourself to feel intuitively which of these and how many of those are your personal message. And while you do that, take a moment, take a deep breath, and just feel in for yourself. We have the feather on the left side, we have the Palo Santo in the center, and we have the Indian opal on the right hand side. So take a deep breath and just feel into that. And while you are feeling into which one of these are yours, I am calling in all the ancestral energy. I'm calling in all our spirit guides in whichever form, if it is power animals, if it is, guides, healers, teachers from the other realms, or if it's angels, whichever forms you like to work with. For those of you listening, and we're calling them in to support us, to create a circle around us, and to help us, that today's message will give us the inspiration, will give us the words that we need to know for us to be able to serve our energy waves through this week. Thank you to everybody coming and being part of this. All right, if you need a little bit longer, just pause the video or the audio, because we are getting started. All right, so we're starting with the portal, with the main portal. So August 8th is with its strong energies, and let's see what this one has to offer for inspiration. And we're starting here with the Knight. Be brave and honest. Be brave and honest. Thank you so much. Be brave and honest. Isn't that an amazing thing? It's about speaking our own truth that is coming inside of us. Allow that to happen. So this is the energy that is coming from this amazing 8/8 portal. All right. So it's not about hiding yourself. And this goes out to everybody, because I feel that this topic is coming up lately, and now having this card for the 8/8 portal is very important. It's for all of us. How often do we not say what we feel, what we think, because we're afraid of hurting someone's feeling, or because we're afraid, and especially for us empaths, because we're afraid of their energies, how they might react. it's time for us to stand more and more in our own truth and to say whatever feels right for us, right? So be brave and honest, because it might not feel as if we're lying, but just because we're not, telling the truth, it doesn't mean that we are truly being honest. All right. So see whenever you can, again, do this gradually for yourself, depending on how strong you have been, because I know as empaths, we have this tendency to be people pleasers. So with that, we try to, make it right for everybody. But it's time to speak your own honesty. And there's always a way to express our honesty in a heartfelt way. So if you feel like, mate, this is like too hard for me, don't worry. Take your time, take a deep breath whenever it feels right. Like, hey, now this is a situation where I need to and want to express my honest opinion, my honest feelings. Connect yourself with your heart, and then with that connection, express what you need to express. Trust me, your heart will guide you and will give you the right words for that situation. Calling in your spirit guides is similar, by the way, just FYI. Oh, right. And here we go. We have a lot of affirmations showing up. I can do less and attract more. So this is a calling for us to remember that we don't always have to hustle to create things. Sometimes it's okay to do less, and with that to attract more for yourself. All right. So remember these, because we're having a couple of the, like today, I don't know why, as always, Spirit will know. The 8-8 portal wanted to show itself mainly through affirmation. So this one is, I can do less and attract more. So whenever you have the feeling that you have to get into hustling mode, allow yourself to take a step back and to only do the things that feel comfortable and right in that moment. And the second affirmation we're getting is, feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. And I feel like we had this card last week. So I don't know. I would have to go back and check. But feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. All right. So again, here we go. Don't hustle and focus on what makes you feel good. What feels good for you, right? Here we go again about being honest, right? The card said, be brave and be honest. Be honest with yourself, what really feels good. Because we tend to, I know how it is, we tend to do stuff for others. Go have this hobby because, my cousin has, or my friends have been doing it for years, but actually I don't like it anymore. Well, maybe now it's time to actually be honest and say that, speak it up. And the next affirmation we're getting is, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. I love this card specifically because it tells the story of what I believe is true, being that fear is actually the absence of love. So the more I connect with my fear, meaning I'm not pushing it away, I'm actually using it, I'm taking a look at it, I'm analyzing it, I'm looking at what am I truly afraid of. By taking the time to consider my fear, to look at it, I can learn where it's coming from. And if you think about it, fear is the lack of love. How can you bring more love into it? Just a quick reminder, or maybe if you're new and if I haven't told you my story yet, I used to be really afraid of the ocean, including panic attacks while swimming in the ocean. Not really deep. Actually, I remember one time I was only ankle deep in the ocean and I saw a couple of fish in a wave, surfing the wave for themselves, which is actually very beautiful. And everybody would say, wow, that's amazing. But my feared dearest had such a panic attack that I had to really get out of the water in that moment, sit down and meditate. But don't worry, 1.5 hours later, after meditating, I was able to stay in the water. I really meditated and worked through that fear that today I love. Scuba diving is one of my favorite sports, and whenever I can, I do that and follow that. And knowing how fearful I used to be, that's a huge win. And that actually showed me, because it showed me the lack of love towards the ocean, because I turned it into love now it is something that I'm so grateful that I can't miss anymore. It's so beautiful. And this is just to show you one fear. We are fearful of so many different things. We're afraid of not being liked. We're afraid of, like it says here, be brave and speak your truth. So we're afraid of speaking our truth. So follow that fear, analyze it, look at it. What is it telling you? That fear, what is it telling you? What wants to be, transformed or healed? And the more you do that, the less fear you are going to feel. Right? So this is all about that. Maybe it is, like it says here with the knight, be brave and honest. Maybe it is because you are afraid of being honest, right? So take a leap of faith, connect with your heart, and speak your truth. And as the last affirmation we're getting, directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. And I love this one because it tells us about the principle that the moment we connect, when we start practicing, and I don't want to just call it, gratitude practice, because it's not just about being grateful. It's on focusing on all the wonderful things that have worked for you. What has worked for you? Keep a journal where you can look at those things. Really embrace it for yourself. All right? Wow, strong thing. So it's about connecting for ourselves, being in the moment of feeling good and focusing on what we want to create. Not just that, focusing on what's thriving, what is working for you. And it's the same when we look at our fears. It's little steps that help you. And the more you look at, okay, so this worked, okay. Like when I said I meditated and I was able to go into the water that one day. How was it for the other times? How did I make it work? So it was little steps that helped me to see, oh, that worked for me. All right. So actually telling my guide, my scuba guide, that I'm afraid helped me get comfortable and get trusting with the guides that I was having underwater. And it's the same thing, you bring it all in. All right. Focusing even on the smallest steps helps you focus on where you want to go. All right? Okay, so let's see now what our deck has to say for the week, the general week. So this is for the week of August 7th until August 13th. And we're starting with our ancestral she-wolf. Unleash the wild within. Wow. Bring out your wild. So for those of you watching, look at this wonderful, I would say, she-wolf warrior, that has this wolf connection and the full moon. So it's about bringing your wild side out, wild thing. Dun, dun, dun. You make my heart. Okay, I'm not going to sing for you guys, but you know what I mean. Bring that side out of yourself, Again, maybe it's part of the being honest part. What is inside of you that wants to show itself that you have been hiding for so long? And the second card that we have is I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Again, with that wildness, we can also, take moments of breath and inhale and exhale and just listen as to where, where the universe wants to guide us to. Where should we go to? What feels good for us, right? Wild thing. Okay, now I have a song in my head. All right, so it's all about slowing down, listening to the guidance. All right, so that's a part 2. Bring that wildness out, but also listen to what wants to come, maybe with that wildness out of you, right? And the other one that we have is arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. For me, with protective energy is also about protecting ourselves, knowing, it's not about protection necessarily, but it's about giving you that strength of you are in there, you are safe, go back into trust that you are safe. The best protection you can do is actually not focusing on what you have to protect yourself from, but actually focusing on that you are safe. That is the best protection you can give yourself. So practice that. Whenever this energy comes up, is I trust that I am going to be all right, that I am safe. All right, the next one that we have from our ancestral energies, Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Here we go. Trust what you have inside. Trust and honor your inner knowing. When this card comes up, I suggest, if you can, write down whenever you had this feeling and it came true. The more you focus on that, on how often you had a good feeling or a feeling about something, and and you have a confirmation with it, because a lot of the times we don't always react when we have a feeling, but you might be remembering that one time where you had that feeling, but still you did it anyway, and what happened, right? Or the one time you had that feeling and so you let go of it, and then a couple of days later you found out that, hey, it was good that you let go of that, right? So follow that inner knowing that you have, that intuition that lies within you. And the last card that we're getting here from the ancestral realm is the Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Here we go again. So this is a double on the fears that we have. And I think this is incredible, because this is confirming why we have the 8-8 portal, because it's really about our fears. Our fears, it's important to look at our fears. Because again, like with the story that I just mentioned earlier, our fears can also be guidance for us. Our fears can actually show us where we're supposed to go. All right? So follow that guidance. Look at your fears. What are they trying to hold you away from? And then dive into that. This is one of the things that I really loved about my early work, because very early on I discovered the more I look at my fears, the more I make it a habit to really transform my fears, and actually acknowledge my fears, acknowledge them, that they're there, and use them as a guiding system. It's incredible how much you can learn if you just start looking and being honest with yourself. Again, we had the being honest part, right? Be honest, be brave, and be honest. A lot of the times that means being brave and honest with ourselves, and actually admitting that we're afraid of something, right? And the more we look into that, that's what's going to help us, grow, help us transform so many ways. So when these cards come up, again, we're going through, I feel like this has been, going on since last week. So this is even deeper, and this is the portal that is taking us there. What are you afraid of? Look at your fears. They will guide you in so many ways. And I'm not saying let your fears pull you, in the downward spiral. Allow the fears to show you how you can, how they can be healed, how they can be transformed. All right. Now let's get started with the personal messages. And if you resonated with my wonderful feather, then these are your messages. These are the 3 cards for you. And we're starting with the Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. Please celebrate yourself. When this card comes up, it's about celebrating yourself. So enjoy yourself, enjoy the sacrifice you have done, enjoy everything that you have done, and enjoy the happiness and the success that you are, bringing in. If it hasn't happened, hey, wait for the week to get started. Maybe it's there. Then we have the High Priest for you. Intent and create. Intent and create. This is, I love this. Intent and create. The more you have an intention behind everything that you do, the more you create. All right? Because that's how we create, by having an intention of anything. Whatever we do, the more we make our lives intentional, the more you are going to be able to create. All right? So this is a beautiful card for you. And then we have, when I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. I'm going to put this in here for those of you watching. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. Take a deep breath. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful, because the more you move into faith, the more you create that, the better you can, move forward. The more you really focus on the beautiful things, you can bring those in more, right? Again, like I was just explaining with the fears, instead of looking at what the fear is, how the fear is blocking me, look at what it is bringing into your life, what it can bring in your life once you transform it. All right? Very beautiful. So this one's for you for this week. And if you resonated with the Palo Santo, these are your messages. Here we go. We have Air Guardian, shift your perception. Air Guardian, shift your perception. So maybe it might be time for you to look at it from a different point of view. And then we have the Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Be fearless and stand strong. Ikaika. I stand in my power is a Hawaiian word I really love. So be fearless and stand strong. I think, there's not much else to say. You are going to make it. You can. Right? If you put your mind to it, you can. And then we have, I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become reality. For you too, my beautiful darling, it's about, set the intention and have faith that it will come. And that is enough. Set the intention, have faith that the universe will deliver, and then let it go. And then allow that vision to become reality. Really love this. All right. And if you chose the Andean Opal, this is your personal messages. And we're getting started with, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. So look at this. In all of your cards, it's about faith. So let's say next to the fear, it's about faith for this week. So for you, my beautiful soul, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. So if you can't move into faith from one moment to another, it's okay. But what about setting the intention that you are faithful, that you have faith every day a little bit more. Every day you have a little bit more faith. Right? You don't have to step into it completely today, but every day you have a little bit more faith. Love this so much. And the other one is Hermit, retreat and recharge. Allow yourself some time to take a deep breath, to recharge your energy. You will be fine. Retreat and recharge. And here we go, the last one for you. I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. Here we go again, people. Man, I love it when the cards combine together so perfectly. So I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. I love that it's coming up like this. So for you, my beautiful soul, if this comes up, on one hand, it's about, taking a step back, take a breather, take a moment to really feel into what's going to happen. If faith is so far away from you, just make it small steps, just every day, a little bit more. And if you can, for this week, it's about looking at, the fear. And I love when this card comes up because it reminds us that fear is a habit. Fear is a habit that we have gotten used to over the years. Now, how about changing that habit? And there are so many ways you can tackle a fear. It's on one hand, of course, giving it space, looking at it and healing it with different kinds of techniques that we have. But there's also this one part, and this is something that I find amazing when this card comes up, because I've noticed is that we're sometimes so used to having those fears that no matter how we heal them, we're still so used to having them in certain situations. So instead of, doing something about it, we just remain in that habit. So what about creating a new habit that moves you away from fear? All right. So when this card comes up, look at your habits, look at when you're just used to having, being afraid, and start to make the first changes for that, and this week might be a good week to start with that. All right, my beautiful ones. So as a, recap of everything for this week, the two main things that we are supposed to look at or that we all should look at is, again, the faith topic. How are we with our faith? How faithful are we with, the universe, with everything happening around us, with ourselves? How much faith do you have in yourself? All right, so let's have a look at that. And the second thing is, let's have a look at our fears. The more we do that, the better we can, transform them, the better we can heal them, the more we will move out of that habit and create more love for ourselves. With that, my beautiful soul, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm saying aloha, mahalo to everybody who was here. I hope you like this inspiration and share it with your friends. And to all the ancestral spirits and spirits in general that have been part of the session today, thank you so much for supporting us and helping us. And as always, you may go or stay as you please. And for everybody else listening in, thank you for listening in. And as I always say, keep surfing your energy wave. Bye.